Thank you very much, Ewan. Now, if you look around the newspaper headlines of the day, you will realize that history was made yesterday in South Africa as the High Court in Pretoria granted an order for the first assisted suicide in our country. Now, terminally ill prostate cancer sufferer Robin Stransham Ford was granted the right to end his own life with the help of a doctor. Now, unfortunately, he passed away yesterday morning and never got to hear the High Court ruling, and our thoughts and our prayers go out to his family. Now, despite his tragic passing, the court order is a landmark ruling, and with us in studio to discuss the judgment is Leigh Last from Dignity SA. Leigh, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much. Very nice to meet you.
Now, for anybody who's been following the story, you'd know that Robin was a strong advocate for the right to die, and the ruling, obviously, I think one can look at it as his lasting legacy. Give us a bit more an insight into the response from Dignity SA on this ruling.
Well, firstly, we'd also like to offer our condolences on behalf of our legal team, our thousands and thousands of supporters, to the family and daughter of Robin Stransham Ford. It's a sad loss. We're obviously very disappointed that the case was held back because the state wanted more time. They came back and added nothing more to the argument in any event, and the judge was ready to rule the day before. So he could have been aware that he was granted the right. He was literally holding on just for this right. Yeah. That's all he was holding on for. He was suffering intractably. So for us, we're obviously delighted about the ruling. We feel it's what we've been saying all along. Our common law isn't in line with our constitution, and as it relates to assisted dying. And the judge said that he's under obligation to develop common law.
Tell me about, just to get a bit of an understanding into what Dignity SA is all about, your stance on assisted death, and what is it that you stand for?
We believe that we have the constitutional right. It's a basic human right to have dignity, autonomy over our bodies, personal integrity. Okay. So we believe that we have that right, and it's entrenched in our constitution. Nelson Mandela in 1998 commissioned the Law Commission to put together a draft bill to discuss end-of-life issues. It's called the End-of-Life Decisions Act of 1999, which Mandela himself presented to Parliament. So we're following on from that. Yeah.
And then, of course, there's been the issue of the fact that the National or the Justice Department is planning on appealing this. I'm not sure if that's going through or not, but were that to go through and the appeal were to go higher, how does that bode in your books, and how would you be then carrying on your fight for Dignity SA?
We would have no objection to the appeal whatsoever. We believe that the judge was 100% accurate. In Canada, 9 Supreme Court judges ruled that it was unconstitutional to force somebody to suffer against their wishes, and our constitution is as good, if not better, than theirs. Yeah. So we're very confident that it's a constitutional right to us.
And if that appeal were not to go through, what is the next move for Dignity SA?
Well, as the judge indicated, we need to change the law incrementally. If Robin had gone through and not been appealed, we have other applicants who are waiting in the wings, so to speak, people who are dying, who have approached us to ask for assistance to die. So, that's the plan. Ideally, we'd like to get to the Constitutional Court, and we'd like it to be legislated.
Indeed. Well, Leigh, thank you very much for coming in this morning
and
sharing your insights with us.
Thank you.
Now, the big question we are asking you to answer is, should we have the right to legally ask a doctor to help us commit suicide? Let us know on our Facebook page, that is Expresso Morning Show SABC3. But right now, let's find out what else is coming up on your Feel Good Breakfast show this Friday with Graham.